You're saying Melvin's a speed demon and a guy after the catch that can really make a lot of yak? Is that what you're saying?
A lot of yak.
Yeah. Melvin's steady, man. Melvin continues to do all the things we need him to do, and he's going to be a big part of what we're doing. Yeah, he's doing great.
Are you expecting Marcus Davis to kind of take on more of a leadership role as one of the older guys, since you do have a good bit of young receivers? Right?
No doubt about it. Marcus is one of those guys we trust. He's a leader. I think he's ready for an expanded role. You got your seniors and you got Marcus, and those are the guys with the most experience. Those guys we're going to lean on.
Rhett, carry-ons missed a good bit of time in fall camp. A lot of times for freshmen, that signals kind of the end of them that first year. What's different about him that allows him to kind of stay in the mix?
I think, before he exited for a little bit, he was doing really well mentally. So already you felt like things were not too fast and there wasn't too much for him. He's entering back into getting reps. It's been more the same. He's doing a good job handling the mental part of it, and I think he did a good job, getting mental reps when he wasn't getting physical reps. But just so far he's doing well. So I think it's just when he showed up, he kind of already had that presence of, he's someone who can help us this year, and so as of right now, that's still our plan.
Right. When you look to Louisville, and especially their front seven, some analytics out there about Sheldon Rankins and just how good he is against the run and things like that. What do you think of that matchup of him against those three interior guys who don't have a lot of experience last year, because Alex was out and Austin was out and all that?
Yeah, it's going to be key. I mean, he's really good. He's as good as advertised. Really, their front seven is definitely a strength. Their two linebackers are both really good players. The other D linemen, the ones that didn't start last year, all played 7, 8, 9 games. They played a lot of games. So they got a bunch of guys with experience, a bunch of guys with productivity. They were about as good as anybody last year at turning you over and getting after the passer, and they were really good against the run. So we got our hands full. You hope that our guys are ready to play, and then you hope as the game goes on you can, just wear on him a little bit. But he's really good. He's as good as advertised.
At center and left guard, whom would you like to make a decision on your starters?
Before we play, before the first play, we got to pick. They're all doing a good job, and we're just not quite at that point yet, but obviously we're getting closer.
Coach Malzahn's mentioned that this preseason and the makeup of this team reminds him a lot of 2013. Do you agree with that, and in what facets do you believe that this team's a lot like that team?
I would think what he means, and I do agree with the fact that our guys are just, they're coming out there going to work. They don't care who's getting the ball. They don't care who's getting the credit. They're just working. And they're responding to the coaching. They're trying to do everything we ask them to do. They're competing both sides, competing. There seems to be that sense of hunger a little bit, and which there should be after the way we finished. And that's probably where that's coming from him. And I agree.
Rhett, we've heard from you and Coach Malzahn, Coach Fountain, that you guys feel comfortable with both Cameron and Chandler. So what's really, do you think, is going to be the deciding factor for who gets more reps in next game?
They're both going to play, and probably like the running backs, you just got to kind of get, again, we've got 3 true returning starters back, probably 5 guys on the offense that have played considerable amount of reps. After that, we got a lot of guys who have played here or there or not played at all that we think are really talented, but until we get in front of 80, 90, 100,000 people and play and see how they react, our guess is almost as good as yours. I mean, we have maybe a little better because we sit in practice all day, but until they do it. So both those guys are going to play.
You're saying my playbook doesn't come in handy?
Do what?
You're saying the playbook doesn't come
What
in handy?
playbook? So, I think the thing is, they both right now being younger guys. Cameron's a year older. He's been here in redshirt, so physically he's a year ahead. It helped Chandler have him in the spring. There's certain things they do better, but they both can do it all pretty well. They're both going to play, and then we'll just, like we do every year, as we get going through the season, we'll see what does he do better, how can he help us better, but they're both going to play.
A couple more, kind of an introspective question, but how would you say you as a coach have developed and changed these last 2-3 years?
That is a good one. I'm ready for that one. I think sometimes, I think just learning, you got to learn what your guys can do, and you can only do so much in a week in a game plan. And I think as an offensive coach, sometimes we always want to have an answer for everything. We want to have multiple answers for everything. Well, what if they do this? What if they do this? What if they do this? And you can get so gung-ho and having a great play call sheet, with a lot of great answers, but then how many can you really, execute well? Because at the end of the day, no matter how you do your call sheet, you go into a game, you always have probably 30% of those calls were called. The other 70 are just sitting there. And And so I think just being able to trust on the front end to do your preparation, make the plan, make it as specific as you can, not have it too big, have answers for the things you need, but not be too broad with it, and I think commit to it. And then what that allows you to do is you get in the game adjust, because you don't have overload on the kids. They can play fast, and now they can make adjustments in game.
Do you keep track of the career paths of other Broyles Award finalists like yourself?
I don't. Now, I mean, there's some of the guys now, if you ask, that I know where they're at and that I've become friends with, but I don't. I got plenty of things I got to deal with. I don't have time for that.
All right.
Yeah.